Hello and welcome back to the class of organs of speech, and I regret the unwanted break in the previous video due to electricity failure. So I was talking about the body mechanism of the speech organs, and the speech organs can be divided into three parts: trunk, throat, and head. Articulatory system is in the head, as I talked in the last video. So continuing from there, now we can talk about the respiratory system, the first category of the organs. In the respiratory system, we have the lungs, which plays the primary role in the entire process of the production of the sounds. The lungs, the scientific name pulmonic, and there are many languages in the world, including English, Hindi, and many Indian languages. During the production of which, the sound comes out of the lungs. Sound is pushed from the lungs towards outside through the mouth, and that is the reason why these languages, these sounds, particularly English RP, these sounds are called pulmonic egressive sound. But there are some sounds, like some pronunciations, some sounds of Sindhi and some African languages, during the production of which they inhale the air inside towards the lungs, like so this kind of sounds comes out ultimately. This sort of sounds are called pulmonic ingressive, ingressive, but English is pulmonic egressive, since the air comes out from the lungs. And the air, so in the respiratory system, lungs plays the pivotal role in the production of the sounds. Then we have the bronchial tubes, and the chestal muscle of the chest is equally important, and the empowerment of the muscle of the chest actually gives a better quality of the sounds produced. In the phonatory system, when the air comes to the phonatory system, who are the important players? Trachea is the entire passage. Then inside the trachea, what we have? Larynx, and then within the larynx we have the vocal cord. Vocal cord is the most important vital organ in phonatory system, and vocal cord actually modifies the sound, and it starts the modification of the sound actually here. And how it modifies, we are going to talk later on. Inside the vocal cord we have glottis, the passage called glottis. So these are the organs which are there in the phonatory system. So this is about the organs of the speech in the three divisions of the body. Then we go to the next presentation. In the next presentation, we talk about mainly the vocal cords. So here, what is vocal cord? Which is very important organ in the production of the sound. Vocal cord is also known as the Adam's apple. This part, as you can see in my throat, the male actually have a very distinctly visible vocal cord. Female, though they have, but it is not so much distinct. So it is there, it is located inside the windpipe, and here in the picture you can see the location exactly in the throat. Here it is the vocal cord, here you have it. So thereafter we have to know about the glottis. Inside the vocal cord we have glottis. Glottis is nothing but the space inside the vocal cord through which the air comes out. And vocal cords they are called cords because they are made up of ligaments and elastic tissues. They are like cords of guitar. And you can see here, this is vocal cord, and here it is pointed here, this is the glottis, and in both sides, like cord of the guitar, these are vocal cords. And this vocal cord can take 4 different positions, and according to each position of the vocal cord, modification of the sound takes place. First, we talk about the vibrated sounds, which are also known as voiced phonemes. For example, all the vowels are voiced phonemes, and some phonemes like b, d, g, z, these are voiced. These are voiced because during their production during their articulation, air comes out from the lungs, and the passage, the glottis is almost closed by the vocal cords. The vocal cords narrow down the road. As a result, the air pushes through the vocal cord, and there is vibration, and these sounds are called voice sounds. And some sounds are voiceless sounds, because during the production of the voiceless sounds like p, t, k, the vocal cord opens up, and that's why the glottis is open here. The passage is open, vocal cord they go to the side, and the opening of the glottis, and air comes out without so much vibration. That's why these are called voiceless sounds. The third position is called the closed glottis. The passage of the vocal cord totally closed down by the vocal cord. For example, in the glottal stop, like when you are too much curious, so this totally it closes up. This is closed position. Then you have a narrow, it narrows down too much, particularly during the time when one whispering sounds, they are narrow. So there are 4 positions of the vocal cords. So interestingly here, in case of male, the frequency of the vibration of the vocal cord is ranges between 100 to 150 times per second. That's why the bass is more among the male. But in case of female, the average time is 200 to 325 times per second, the vibration rate. That's why the travel is more, and the female voice can travel more in the airway. And some examples are here. For example, when the vocal cord is open, glottis is open, you have the voiceless sounds like pa, ta, ka. And when it narrows down, the vibration is there, and these sounds are called voiced sound. All the vowels are voiced. I told you 20 vowels are there. And consonants like bo, do, ga, za, etc. These are voice sounds. So I will thank you later on anyway. So this PPT is over here. We go to the next one, which is equally important in this section of organs of speech. So we now talk about the third category of the organs of speech, articulatory system, which is very, very important for all of you. Articulatory system. So first of all, what is the articulatory system? Articulatory system is nothing but the organs above the larynx. The position of the larynx we know, just above the windpipe. Where the windpipe begins, there lies the larynx. Above the larynx, whatever organs are there, they are called articulatory system. They are located inside the mouth mostly. This is the mouth, or inside the head, you can say. Examples are there: nose, lips, mouth, teeth. These are all articulatory organs in the articulatory system. So I have listed out the most vital articulatory system organs: teeth, lips, teeth ridge, hard palate, soft palate, and we can locate them in this graph as well. You can see here I have written all the names are there, like lips. Both the lips are equally important. Teeth, upper teeth, lower teeth. Then you have teeth ridge just behind the upper teeth. You have teeth ridge. Then starts the hard palate, then soft palate. Then we have the tongue and various position of the tongue. You know, front of the tongue, back of the tongue, and the blade of the tongue, tip of the tongue. They are all equally important, all these organs. Then you have the uvula here, uvula in the soft palate. Then you have the epiglottis, then foot pipe is positioned here. So all these are the organs. So uvula, which is there at the end of the soft palate. You can see here uvula at the end of the soft palate. This is uvula. Again, important, very important role it plays, particularly in the production of the nasal sounds and oral sounds. During the production of the oral sounds, this part, this uvula or soft palate, it goes up and closes down the nasal passage, and the sound, air comes only through the mouth, and these sounds are called oral sounds like pa, ba, ta. And during the production of the nasal sounds like ma, na, nga, this uvula, it comes down, and air equally simultaneously goes through the nasal passage as well as oral passage. and the sounds comes out as nasal. So uvula is equally important. Then you have the pharynx. Pharynx is the space between the back of the tongue and the back of the wall throat. This part is called the pharynx. Then again, blade of the tongue and tip of the tongue, equally important. So blade, you know, in the front, this part is the blade of the tongue, particularly in the pronunciation of l, n. Blade of the tongue plays active role here. Then again we have the front of the tongue during the production of many of the sounds like n, r, you know, front of the tongue goes up, s, front of the tongue, very active. Then we have back of the tongue, very important in the production of some sounds like k, g. Back of the tongue goes towards the soft palate, so equally important. This part is back of the tongue. We can see here, this part is back of the tongue. Root of the tongue where it starts exactly, and the food pipe does not play any role, but during the when we speak, actually we should not eat, or when we eat we should not speak, because at the time of eating food pipe opens up. So that's why both should not be done together. Windpipe is very important, because through this windpipe the air comes out. Vocal cord earlier I talked, it is there in the phonatory system actually. So this is the graph. You have to locate where are the articulatory organs which are important for us. Another graph is there very distinctly, upper lip, lower lip, tongue, lower teeth, nose, all these are organs in the articulatory system. Then we have to talk a little bit about the articulators. These articulators, these organs in the articulatory system can be divided into two categories. You have to mention in your examination. Some of the organs here in the articulatory system are called active articulators, and some are called passive. Active because these organs, they move towards the other organs. Most of the times consonant or any sound happens because of the movement of the organs. Minimum two organs, they go against each other to make a modification of the sound, and one organ plays the active role, means that particular organ moves, the other organ does not move, it remains passive. So the organs that move towards the other organ are called active, and those organs which does not move, they remain static, but they plays a role in the production of the sound, no doubt, remaining static. They are called passive articulators. For example, in the pronunciation of d, see, front of the tongue and tip of the tongue is moving towards teeth ridge, back of the teeth ridge. So who is active? Tongue. Front of the tongue is active articulator here, but the teeth ridge is passive articulator since it is not moving. So this is the example. Now interestingly, most of the organs which are in the lower jaw, like tongue, lower teeth, lower lip, back of the tongue, etc., these are all active articulators because they are all the time moving in the production of the sounds. And most of the organs in the upper jaw, like hard palate, upper teeth, upper lip, these are passive. They remain static most of the time. They do not go anywhere. So from that point of view, the examples are there: tongue, lower teeth, lower lip, these are active articulators, and hard palate, teeth ridge, upper lip, upper teeth, these are passive articulators. And soft palate, both. In the pronunciation of some sounds like k, g, it remains passive. Soft palate, I told you, this is the soft palate. The example is here, you can see. This part of the palate is called soft palate, back of the palate. So it remains there, so it is passive at that time. But in the production of the nasal sounds, the soft palate comes down, so then it is active. So soft palate can be both active and passive in the production of some sounds. So thank you. This is all about the organs in the articulatory system, but the session is not all over yet. I have to show you one more thing here, that is one very vital part is you have to draw this the entire articulatory system, particularly inside the mouth. You have to locate the organs. So in the examination, when you write the answers, you have to draw it. So let us have a little practice how to draw these organs. It's very easy, you know. You try the way I am doing here. Let us try start from the head. For example, the head is starting here. First we draw the nose. Suppose this is the nose. Then comes the lip, upper lips, like this. Let us make the lower lip like this, in the position of your throat, like this. Then let's say the back of the head, make a shape, you know, it may not be perfect here now. Then here, this is the hard palate and soft palate. Let's bring until here. Okay. Now this is the upper teeth, and here this is the lower teeth. Then starts the tongue, and tongue comes down like this. Here you have the foot pipe, and you know, here starts the windpipe, and here exactly you have the vocal cord. Your vocal cord is here, we saw last, and ear comes like this, and in the production of the nasal sound it goes to the nose as well. But in the time of during the time of oral sounds, this vocal cord actually goes up here and it closes the nasal passage, and the air comes out only through the mouth. So this is how you can draw, and then you just point out, show in the exam which parts are names of the organs. For example, these are lips, you have to mention it, lips. These two are the teeth. This is your front of the tongue, FT. This is back of the tongue. For example, BT. These are blade of the tongue. This is tip of the tongue. Then again, this is called uvula. It is there in the picture, don't worry. This is called hard palate. This is soft palate. And this is nasal passage. NASAL, nasal passage, etc. So this is foot pipe. This is your vocal cord. So you can draw like this, and thereafter you show the position of the organs. So this is very important to get good marks in the exam as well. So can you see that again? We can draw once again if you like. Just wait a bit. We can remove this. Let us try once more here. You can start from here. Yeah, this is your nose. Then comes the lips, upper lip, then lower lip. Fine. It is going like this. Then give the shape of the back of the head. It is your throat. Then directly it goes here. Then come down. This is your tongue, foot pipe. Okay, now give teeth. So roughly this is the way you can draw. So it is not so difficult. So anyway, I hope this class is useful for you. And if there is any doubt still and you need any kind of help, so I'm there always, over telephone, over internet, over social media, or any other means possible at this point of time. So thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.